Welcome to the podcast about venture capital, where investors and founders alike can learn how VCs make decisions and reach conviction. Your host is Nick Moran, and this is The Full Ratchet.
Welcome back to The Full Ratchet. On today's special segment of Investor Stories, the investors address trends, sectors, and markets that they think are positioned for outsized returns in the future. This is the segment called What's Next? On today's special segment, we have Sunil Nagaraj of Ubiquity Ventures. Sunil, beyond deep tech generically and software beyond the screen, can you talk about specific sectors or trends that you're bullish on?
I'm bullish on more and more enterprise workflow solutions. That's a pretty broad answer, but the idea that we had solutions for like databases, being able to store information, retrieve it. Now they're turning into sort of digitizing a whole process. And that can be normal SaaS. In my world, I'll give you an example. One of my portfolio companies, Quake, has a head-mounted augmented reality unit for firefighters. It's a small see-through glass display, but using the infrared camera, they can now see through smoke. The leading cause of a firefighter death has to do with them getting lost inside of a fire because they can't find their way out in the smoky situation. So now they can see through that. It's projected on their little heads-up glass display. That's not what I'm talking about, right? That's just an independent standalone solution. But the beauty of this company, Quake, is it actually morphs it into a workflow solution. So now the captain outside of the fire has a tablet, can see where all their firefighters are, can dispatch them to different areas. And now they're managing the whole fire as a single integrated project. And so I'm seeing this with SaaS, I'm seeing this with smart hardware and ML solutions, but morphing from a point solution to a full workflow solution to incorporate all the different parties, to move the data and the tasks and other things around and sort of follow up with people. I like that kind of product. Now, that's not something you can just search for. You can't just search for workflow solutions. It's more of a design pattern that applies to a lot of companies. Beyond that, I'm bullish on bite-sized, small, enterprise-focused smart hardware, using machine learning to drive pattern recognition and better decision-making within applications. And then I continue to watch, nascent areas like quantum computing and crypto and things like that, but I haven't taken the plunge just yet. It's still not clear to me, for example, on timing if quantum is ready for sort of the big renaissance or yet. But I do, honestly, I keep a list of about 10 different topics that I'm always kind of monitoring to see if it's time to jump in. And those 10 topics I'm trying to learn more on. So I need to spend my nerd weekend on quantum before I'd feel comfortable making a better appraisal.
On today's special segment, we have Ryan Falvey of Financial Ventures Studio. Ryan, can you talk about sectors or trends that you're bullish on?
I'm pretty myopic, so I hate to go fintech. We're still very bullish on this space. I mean, there's been a pretty significant correction in the public markets over the last, quarter or so, and that might continue. But fintech writ large, I mean, there's just so much happening, and the incumbents are, it's not just that they aren't responding or that they don't know how to use technology. They're incentivized not to respond. And there are a few markets where it really is a greenfield in almost every category. And so, I think it's continued to be a really exciting space. And, I think as parts of fintech become increasingly important to other, revenue models, other businesses that aren't fintech, I think it's kind of expanding that aperture even further. So, it's interesting. We're not really like one of these investors that comes up with like theses and stuff and says, okay, hey, we need to look for something in this market. We really do try to kind of follow the founder energy and where founders are focusing their time. And so that's pulled us into more, crypto related stuff over the last couple of months because there's some amazing teams forming in that category. But we still have a lot of companies that are coming out of the woodwork with businesses that, we still have neobanks and, new ways of people manage their financial lives and get better access to financial products and have fairer pricing. And so, we continue to just be receptive to that founder energy.
On today's special segment, we have Karen Page of B Capital. Karen, can you talk about sectors or trends that you're bullish on?
Digital health, obviously, through the course of this conversation, I have woven in some of my thoughts around the importance of transformation in digital health and the growth that we're seeing there. I spend a lot of time on fintech Fintech investments remain robust, funding likely to go, towards infrastructure. Embedded services is something we're seeing a lot of and spending a lot of time on. B2B payments and crypto. Crypto is an area I spend less time on, but my firm spends a lot of time on. So we're looking for opportunities to transform fintech and to continue on the trajectory of growth that we've seen there. So I think fintech has been super important. I also love supply chain and have been spending a lot of time thinking through manufacturing, the industry there. And, I think that supply chain and manufacturing is ripe for transformation at this moment. A lot of different verticalized solutions that will be able to grow in these markets to be large, self-sustaining corporations.
That will conclude this installment of Investor Stories. If you're enjoying the program and would like to see it continue, take a moment and leave a 5-star review in iTunes. Also, if you'd like updates on new content from TFR, go to fullratchet.net and sign up for the newsletter. Okay, that will wrap things up for today. Until next time, over-prepare, choose carefully, and invest confidently. Thanks for joining me.